Okay, so I did the vendor called generic, and we added some services. So it's non-quantitative items. Our assignment to you guys is we're going to do the same thing. We have to do a vendor, which is going to create a PO, and then we're going to create some items. Let's just brainstorm really quick just so we can have an idea on this. So instead of going generic services, instruction, tech support, let's actually go to a whole different little level. We're going to still follow the same category. The vendor is tied to a category, which is technically called a part category, and then clear down to the actual items. Okay? So here's what your assignment is basically going to be. You're going to be creating a PO, and it doesn't have to be through our generic vendor. It could be whatever. Say I wanted to go to Walmart and buy something, but I need to kind of figure out what it is that I have. Somebody give me a subject, and then we'll kind of just do one as a demo so that you kind of know how you're going to plan this out. Shannon, can you help me out here?
Yes.
What are we getting first? No problem.
Okay, so we're getting products?
We're going to do some products of some sort.
Great. Let's get stuff for our consulting business. So let's get receipt roll paper.
Okay, great.
Printer. We need a scanner.
So I'm potentially going to buy these from a bunch of different places, so I'm probably still going to use a generic vendor.
So you're looking for a vendor, right? Is that what you're
I'm still going to use a generic vendor because I'm going to get this from POS World and this from Sam's Club and this from, but I don't necessarily want to track it vendor specific. I want to make it.
You might change every time depending on your price.
So my vendor is going to be generic. What's my category going to be? What is this called?
Hardware.
Okay, great. Okay, and what's an item that I might do? Barcode scanner?
Perfect.
What's another item?
Printer, scanner, printers. You could have those as different ones.
And what if we do receipt paper or something like that?
Great.
Okay.
You could have hardware or supplies. I don't know.
So cool. So watch this. What if we did this?
Perfect.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay, watch this. Vendor is still going to be generic. Category looks like I wanted two new categories, and then I'm going to want 3 items. 2 are going to be under hardware, and 1 is going to be under a supply. Okay? These are physical items that I'm really going to track. Okay? So the main difference is on that tracking side. So Shannon, can I actually have you come, and I'd like you to create this really quick, just as the demo to prep you guys, and then you guys are going to go in there and kind of create it on your own. Okay? Shannon, come, and we'll help you walk through it. Yeah. Okay, just so you know, this little guy right here, if you're dealing on the category, okay, watch this. This is a permission, this is a permission, and this deals with the add edit PO permission, okay? And if you can't do a category, it means you don't have your parts admin permission turned on, okay? And you can turn that on. So Shannon, I'd like you to run through this little scenario as if you were me, kind of putting in this, we've already planned it out. We're going to use the generic vendor, create a new PO. We're going to add, we need hardware and supplies as categories, so I'd probably prep that first, and then add 3 items, okay? And I'll give you prices and that kind of stuff.
Okay, that sounds great. So that would actually be, to add categories, would I go to the parts homepage?
Correct.
Where I would find that? Then I would have
Right in the middle, a link, right there.
Add edit service categories. Just has a different name.
It's because we changed a core part setting to service.
Perfect. And so we wanted hardware.
Hardware.
Category, excuse me. And we wanted
Supplies, I believe.
supplies. Thank you. Go back and look at my list. Supplies. Okay. So that is prep.
So that's just a little prep work. We'll hit boom, boom, kind of prepped it.
Great. Now we want a new PO. And we are going generic. We're putting this under generic, right? Because we're setting it up for ourselves. So we're going to create the PO and basic live.
Go ahead and put it under Brandon's area.
Brandon, great. Set up for. Okay. Don't
So
know
let's
the
say
amount.
that this one, let's pretend that we actually have a physical
Have an
amount.
amount? Okay, great.
And we may miss it because this is just fictitious, but let's say that it was $300 for our original order.
Perfect. Yes, we have the items in our possession, so we'll start the PO.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we want to search what items we're adding to this PO.
Okay, what I'd like to do is,
Sorry, I thought he was talking to me for a minute. So we're looking for new ones, and we wanted a receipt printer, is that right?
Uh-huh.
So that's not what we want.
Okay, there's a link at the very, very bottom.
Adding part number.
So before she goes too far, let's actually have you put in a quantity as well. How many of these are we getting?
Yes. How many receipt printers?
Let's say 2. That's
Two?
just
Okay.
a small little order.
Okay. And yes, we want to track the physical quantities.
Mhm.
And this is under hardware.
Correct.
Okay. So how much does a receipt printer cost?
Well, technically there are quite a bit. Let's say there's 150 a piece.
Okay. Sounds great.
And we want to sell these for, let's sell it for 200.
Okay.
So we're not trying to make a ton, but as soon as you tab out of that particular spot, it'll actually do the calculations.
Right.
Okay, so that's only a 1.33 markup, actually. That's fine. We're just trying, like, that's not really where we're making our money. We're selling lots of services.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Okay.
This is going to be taxable, so change your tax category.
And
Perfect.
anything else we want on there?
That's it.
At the part. We have our part. So the other one was barcode scanner. Okay. So we want to add a new part number. We have that. How many barcode
Let's
scanners
say we got
are we
2 of
getting?
those as well.
2 barcode scanners. Put our part number in again. We're tracking the inventory. This is under hardware as well. And how much is a barcode scanner?
Let's say $75.
Okay, great. I like that you're giving me the prices. This makes my life easier.
And once again, we're just trying to clear just a little bit. Let's say that we're going to sell it for $99.
99. Great. Okay, and we're using the sell price, so it's taxable. Add the parts. All right, and the last one was receipt paper. Perfect.
So it's not the printer, correct? So
Right.
she clicked on the correct button there.
We're probably getting a bit of this, right?
Yeah, so quantity on this, let's get 50 rolls.
50. Great. This is going under supplies.
Awesome. And then in the thing, make sure you put that it's per roll. Okay, so whatever your description is, I would actually, instead of saying selling per roll, just put per roll.
Per roll.
Yeah, because that's what's physically show up on your invoice, okay? And let's say that the total cost of this 50 thing was $10. So because we're doing, like, we actually have some calculators that can help you, like, once you're doing it. Because we're loading the system that's not even in there, let's just pretend that it was 50 cents per.
Okay.
Okay? So we're going to sell this for $2. And that's going to be a sell price as well.
Great. Taxable.
So you'll notice, scroll up for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
This markup is at basically a 4% markup instead of 1.8 whatever. Okay, it's kind of doing some math. That little blue bar, move your mouse over that blue bar. Perfect. It kind of helps you know where you're at, so you can kind of tell. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead and scroll down.
Okay, so we're adding the parts.
Awesome. So we have a problem here. I didn't really know all the pieces. Can you talk about the check math and how you would edit and fix that?
Yes, definitely. So right now, we have a total of 475 for our PO, but we said that it came in as 300 because we were just guessing we didn't have the actual invoice in hand. So we need to go back and fix that so that they match. But this was on our main item we created. So the way we do this is we edit the main PO. Instead of a line item, because we already have that down here. We come to edit the main information on our PO. And here it actually gives us how much our PO is for. So we just change it right in there, $475. Now it's happy with us because down here it said check your math. But we have the right amount now and everything's satisfied, so it is happy and ready to go forward.
And we also have physical quantities on hand, okay?
Yes.
We have physical numbers that are now going to be starting their life cycle, if you will, okay? We have 50 rolls of paper. We have 2 scanners and 2 printers. So let's have you go to the parts homepage for just a second. I want to show you something.
Okay, great.
Okay, click on that little link that says search grouped. It's on the bottom left. Yep. Okay, so automatically, because we added some items, guess what we have? It's kind of cascading all of our numbers through there, okay? It automatically knows that we're starting to count physical things. You'll notice that it doesn't even show all of the instruction and the consulting and all that, because it had that little flip saying, hey, I'm an unlimited item. You're not really going to count. So right now, we currently have $475 worth of product that we can now sell, and they'll physically track those perfect costs through, okay? So basically, this is your assignment. You're going to actually take out pen and paper, and you're going to, can you flip back to Word for just a second?
Sure.
Basically, what you're going to do is you're going to do a PO. You're going to do that scenario. You're going to figure out who your vendor is. You're going to figure out your category, and then what your items are. Okay, so we did a really simple generic thing, but you saw how easy it is. Once you figure out these pieces, you can just hammer the stuff in there. Okay, so you can choose anything. And this is kind of a consulting business, but you can choose whatever you want. Say at headquarters, after somebody comes in for a consulting meeting, say you have a little stand of snacks or something like that. Maybe you want to sell some drinks and some this and this and this. Like, we'd like you to kind of go in that direction, and then we'll kind of look at your POs, okay? So basically, what we did is we used the PO to kind of create these general little pieces of a puzzle, okay? We haven't talked about the other part of that, which is called payables, like who do we owe for this, but it's technically, we're already gathering that information, and it's sitting there ready for us to kind of make that next move, okay?
So,
yes, go ahead, Dan.
Question. So as far as the vendors, we keep using the generic, right? For the vendor, we keep using the generic.
Okay, the reason I put generic in there is because I potentially could buy barcode scanners from Uline, from POS World, from Best Buy, but I don't want to necessarily track them specifically to those vendors. I just want to have a barcode scanner. Like say I'm getting it's the same item, but I might get it from multiple different places. So I don't want to have to be like, oh, I've got 2 Best Buy barcode scanners and 1 Uline and 1. I kind of wanted a generic. But if you do need vendor specific, and it's very important, then you track it through that vendor. You would be like, the vendor would be Uline, and it would still be hardware, and it would still be a barcode scanner, but it probably had some other funky name because it's a certain make or model. Like say it's really specific to that industry.
Okay, so let me just kind of clears up in my head. So one of the companies I'm personally doing is a drumming thing where I sell drums.
Okay.
So I get a particular Native American drum from a particular vendor. That vendor's name would be there. It wouldn't be generic because I'd want to track it.
No, that's kind of a custom item. You specifically want all of those certain snare drums or all those bongos under that particular vendor. It's kind of how tight you want to do it. So a generic, imagine something like this. If I buy sugar, I could buy sugar from all the different places, but it's still just sugar, okay? However, if I had super special cane sugar that came from such and such a Costa Rica or something like that, all of a sudden that might be vendor specific, where it's like, you know, Costa Brown is the vendor, and that's specifically that kind of sugar because it's very specific. But if it's anything that's a generic, you try to kind of put it in as a generic so that you can kind of like get it from different distributors or different locations. You kind of have to make this decision, like, is this vendor specific, or is it kind of just a generic, I just want to sell this item. We can worry about the payables later. That's not a problem. That's a piece that kind of comes with it, alrighty? Perfect. So that's your assignment. figure out vendor category items, see if we can get some stuff. Let's have you add at least 3 items. You can have as many categories as you want. And it doesn't even matter. You can even pick. So say I was a salon. Say I was a salon, okay? I would have, my vendor would probably still be a generic, and then my things would probably be beauty supplies. That would actually be my category. And then underneath that I have hairspray and foam and gel and whatever dyes, or like I can instantly do a hair salon piece of cake with just one category called beauty supplies. And Steve, just as a prep, after we get done with this, I'm going to have you kind of come back in and see if you can show them my cart favorite buttons, okay?
It's fine, like word words now.
Oh, good, good. So if I were you, I would recommend planning this out on paper so then you know exactly what you're going to do, okay? If you don't, you can still get it done, no problem. But if you plan it out, you'll have a roadmap. And you'll be able to just go right through it. This will be kind of fun. I hope you guys kind of like put a little bit of your personality and what interests you. It'll kind of help it make more sense to you. Okay, let's go ahead and start the review process really quick. Who has something that they would like to show us, kind of what they did or what they added, and kind of talk us through it? So Russell, can I call on you? Okay, awesome. Nobody volunteered, right? So how are we going to go check to see what you added in more items?
You go to arts.
Okay, I could go to parts and physically see what you have. So let's go ahead and jump over here. And which items did you add? Like, what's the name of one of your items?
The description is 1-inch bore.
Okay, VOR, like that? Okay, no problem. Watch this. I'm just going to hit search. Okay, looks like we have a vendor called sculptures. Okay, looks like we have a category under flutes, and I see a 1-inch bore and a 7/8 bore. Okay, awesome. So technically, I could then, if I wanted to, I could even tell what PO these came from. I hit usage, and I go down to the bottom, and it'll basically tell me I have it under the wrong area. Let me just expand that a little bit. PO number 7, and I could go right to it. $960. Looks like you have a couple different little things going on. Okay, so basically I can kind of, any which way I want to, I can kind of get back to what you did. Okay, that's perfect. And did you haven't sold any of those yet? Okay, great, great, awesome. Shannon, did you make any?
I did not.
You were helping people? Okay, great, great. David, did you make any part numbers? Did you do any POs? Okay, let's go see if we can find David's POs. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
No, I didn't. No.
Not this time?
Not that one.
Okay, were you playing in some other stuff? That's awesome. That's great.
Working.
That's awesome. Okay, Joe, I'm going to pull your stuff up, alrighty? Joe, looks like 3 different POs, 6, 8, and 12. One for 1,000, one for 400, and one for 396. Which one would you like us to go to?
The 1125, number 6.
Okay, perfect. So we're going to just kind of take a look at it. This is a printable version of it, and it looks like yellow tennis balls. The unit of measurement is each. The part number is just 22. That's just the number of it. That's fine. Looks like a cost of $2 1/4 a piece, and you got 500 of those. That's why it was 1,000. So, okay.
Now, and just my last question to you, and I got the permissions to do so. How can I change the category of that? That's
Okay,
what I'm just...
so watch this. I'm currently in what's called printable version. Okay, look at this page, printable PO.
Okay.
If I go to the edit line items, all of a sudden I have more active links, and I can click right on number 22.
Okay.
I click on 22. I'm currently viewing its details. I need to go one more level deeper. I need to either click edit here or click edit here on the part number, and it'll take me right into it. Now I'm in add edit this particular item called 22, and you would come down and flip down and change whatever pieces you needed to. So instead of supplies, you would now put it under, what did you create it under? Fun supplies?
Fun supplies. Yeah.
Okay, boom, you would do that If you're going to do it, I'll let you do it, and then you would actually click edit.
Okay.
So watch this. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to hit refresh on this page here. Oh, looks like it's still under supplies right now. Did you click edit on that?
I just did fund supplies. Yeah, it's under fund supplies.
Okay.
You refresh.
Let me hit refresh on that again. Okay, there we go. Fund supplies. So basically, it automatically updates it, and now it'll cascade that through the system. Okay, perfect. Let's actually go to a couple of your other ones really quick, just so you can kind of show us what you did. I'm going to go back to the PO homepage. What did we have on some of these other guys right here?
The 396 was the.
Okay, so part number 88, which was the water balloon catapult. Nice. I can see where this is going. We had Clowns R Us, and we had, that's great, that's great, that's perfect, that's perfect. Okay, so which category do we have this? Watch this. If I go edit line items, I can go right to part number 88 and jump in there a little deeper, and I can actually tell you exactly.
I was going to make, I think I did make.
Okay, you created, it's currently under
No, I
hardware.
didn't change it. It was like flinging hardware or throwing hardware. I think I created it.
Okay, let's see if you can actually edit that. I'm going to stay right here, and then I'll let you edit it.
All right, let me get back to my part.
And I love it that you're able to just kind of dance around, be like, I'll just go edit it. Piece of
Now I'm
cake.
under pressure. I got to.
You got lots of people around you who could hook you up. Let me know when it's done, and I'll hit refresh.
Right.
So one of the things that I think that's kind of cool is we started out just generically selling things, just using standard line items. Then we started adding some services. Now we're adding some stuff. So I got the thumbs up. Let's go ahead and hit refresh on this. Launch hardware. Sweet. So check this out. If he had multiple pieces, because it's under launch hardware, watch what this allows you to do. If we go back to the main parts homepage and I say, hey, I want to find everything that's under launch hardware, go get everything that I have. Oh, I just have one thing under the generic items called 88. That's basically what that particular one is. That's not super specific. You could totally have that, but if you knew the code, it would be very fast. But okay, perfect. Did you want to show us anything else that you did in POs?
I did bowling pins. I didn't go into details on that.
Okay, well check this
That was
out.
part number 33.
Oh, wow. Okay, so here's 33. I just did BOWL, and it pulled up bowling pins, and then I could go in and I could find out whatever I wanted to find out. But it looks like you have that under supplies. Are you okay with that as well?
Sure.
Cool. So basically,
It
there's
could be fun supplies.
Fun supplies? Of course, of course. Awesome. Dan, where can you take us? Let's go to the PO homepage, alrighty?
Okay.
PO homepage, I'm going to just filter some criteria. Okay, so really quick, just...
Yeah, I left that on purpose.
No problem.
That's because it doesn't balance, right?
That's because it doesn't balance. You said it was 1,000, so if I click on printable, it's going to deny me. Okay, watch this. I'm sorry, you don't match. Okay, like it still exists. It's like, go back to the edit line items. Let's see where you're at. So it says check math. I don't have a printable link. I don't have a verify link if I have admin. And it also says, hey, I'm out by $225. Okay, so in order to fix that, you would go here and you would fix it. But let's take a look at what you did. Okay, so we've got some drums and some shakers and some beaters, huh? Awesome. So he's pulling in quantities. He's pulling in all this kind of stuff. He's assigned it to his own little area. And his vendor is actually under Sweet Medicine Drums. Okay, so let's do this. Dan, do you want me to fix it or do you want to fix it?
I want to fix it.
Okay, so behind the scenes, I want you to get to PO number 13 one way or another. Okay, either through your quick search or whatever. PO 13. And eventually you're going to need to get to the edit line item, sorry, the edit
Could
main.
be some reason that I have a permission turned off.
Are you talking on your search capability?
I'm at advanced purchase order or results. Maybe that's the reason. On your search. Oh no, never mind.
So I used the quick search and I went PO 13 just to jump there.
It said PO not found. For mine.
For PO 13 on your quick search.
Your quick search. Yeah.
Okay. let's.
But I can just,
Yeah, it exists in the system. It might just be a refresh problem or something. Which page are you searching from?
I'm just going to go to edit. Okay, so I'm at the edit screen.
Okay, you're going to want to eventually get into the edit main, because this is where the piece of the puzzle is that's off. We currently had it booked at 1,000, but it's not. It's 775. So you would just scratch that value out and then hit edit PO. Once that happens, when I actually go back to the PO homepage, no more frowny face. It's good to go, and I can now go to the printable version as well. It's kind of like some checks and balances, if you will, on what's going on. Dan, how many different categories did you do for this right here?
3.
Watch this. Let's check this out. We're going to go search this. I'm going to actually go right to our parts homepage, and I'm going to pull it up by vendor. I'm going to say, hey, I want to find everything that's under sweet medicine and all. Go get all my items. So it looks like you have your different categories are drums, beaters, shakers, okay? So it currently looks to me like I have the wrong location set. That's why it has quantities of nothing, nothing, nothing. Which location did you put that under?
It was supposed to be under the CSL.
Okay, let's go check it out. Oh, I've got 2, 10, 5, 2, and 5. Okay,
Right.
That's because on my search criteria I had a different location set because it thought I was branded and playing in my level.
Okay.
You've got all this kind of stuff. Watch this. You see how you have 10 of these beaters right here? You want to see that number go down? Watch this. How many should we sell to somebody?
10.
10 of them? You want them all gone? Say add it. Okay. I have to actually start a new cart from your area because we're location specific.
Okay.
Okay.
I'd have to do it.
So no. Watch this. We'll just go like this. We'll go home, and I'll say new cart, and I'll specific. Oh, I already have one going. Just a minute. Let me clear that guy. Now let me start a new one. I have to specifically say, hey, this was only comes from the CSL level. Okay. Once again, it's a setting. If we want to run super tight, we can run it tight. Or if we want to be like loosey-goosey, we go back to the settings. We say global. Let's make this thing more global. So now watch this. Here's this. I'll come up here. See if I have anything under the beater. There's the 10 of them. I'm going to put 10 in, add it to the cart. Okay, so currently if I were to check the quantity, it still exists because I haven't checked out. As soon as I hit check out, and let's just say that we actually are just paying cash or whatever. As soon as I hit create invoice, click. Okay, here's my 10 large beaters. And so now if I were to do that, and if I go back here to the beaters, I currently have 0. Okay, they're completely gone. If I go to usage, it will even tell me, hey, came in on PO 13, went out on invoice 21. Here's my ins, here's my outs, here's my costs, here's my, it's starting to track all that stuff for you. Pretty cool. Awesome.